Welcome in to the Ravens Rundown, powered by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you. Appreciate you joining us. Today's show is presented by Aura, the all-in-one digital safety company. You can start your free 14-day trial now at aura.com/chatsports. Today, we have some roster updates to give you for your Baltimore Ravens ahead of Saturday night's preseason finale against the Washington Commanders. Let's start with the good news, as Ravens left tackle Ronnie Stanley has passed his physical. He's been activated and officially removed from the PUP list. He's expected to be ready to go week 1 for the Ravens opener against the New York Jets. Now, with him being activated, that puts linebacker Tyus Bowser on the PUP list as he's recovering from the Achilles injury that he suffered at the end of 2021, and so he will be out for at least the first 4 games. And then there's Cameron Dicker, known as Dicker the Kicker. He will be on the Ravens active roster for tomorrow night's matchup against the Commanders, as he's expected to give Justin Tucker the night off. Now, with how good the Ravens special teams is, that unit with Tucker and Stout and company, it's not expected that Dicker will be there very long, but for one night and then an audition for him potentially to go play somewhere else when the Ravens more than likely release him next week when they release their 53-man roster. So we'll break down all of those stories in just one moment. Before we do, I want to make sure that you join the family and subscribe to the Ravens Rundown. That's why you subscribe to the channel, for breaking news, just like what we're bringing you today here on the channel, with the latest news, rumors, trades, free agency, and more, right here on the Ravens Rundown. Subscribe now, youtube.com/RavensTV. Turn on notifications so you never miss a moment as well. It is the Ravens Rundown each and every day. Subscribe now. So let's start with Ronnie Stanley. His return is huge. We have talked about a lot here on the Ravens Rundown over the last couple of months, the contingency plans for the Ravens if Ronnie Stanley was not able to go week 1. John Harbaugh had told Juwan James that he needed to be ready to go in case Stanley wasn't available, and James hasn't played himself since 2019. Although Ronnie Stanley's dealt with injury issues himself, this is a big deal to have him back. And I have 3 statistics I want to show you to represent how important Ronnie Stanley is. The first of those being, since 2019, he has not allowed a single sack. Not one. For your starting left tackle, that's incredible. That's the number one thing you ask for, is not allow sacks, and he does exactly that. He is a beast up front at that left tackle spot, not allowing any sacks since 2019. The second statistic I want to give you, the liability for Ronnie Stanley. He has not been somebody they've been able to rely on over the last few years, quite frankly. Just 7 games that he's played since 2020. Last year played the opener against the Raiders, and we did not see him since. So with that said, even though he's back, how long will he be back? That remains to be seen. And then the talent level, it can't be questioned. It's unmatched how good Ronnie Stanley is when he's healthy. He was a first-team All-Pro selection in 2019, and when he's at his best, when he's healthy, he is one of the very best offensive linemen in the entire National Football League. So with that said, the numbers you see on your screen there, a guy that is really good and is among the best in the league, but can they count on him? We shall see. So, comeback season for Ronnie Stanley. Will he be an All-Pro again in 2022? Will he be healthy enough to get to that point? This is our pinned comment today. You might get an ad break. If so, take advantage of it. Let me know in the comments section if Ronnie Stanley will be an All-Pro in 2022. Y for yes, in for no. Let me know. That's Y for yes, in for no. Let's talk about linebacker Tyus Bowser now. Placed on the PUP list, and will it miss at least 4 games? When you go on the PUP list, you're out for 4 and then possibly more beyond that. But we know that he won't be around for the time being. And this is what John Harbaugh had to say a couple days ago on Bowser as well as Ronnie Stanley with their status, where they were progressing. Harbaugh said Ronnie and Tyus have both gone really hard with the conditioning. I watched Ronnie out here before practice with the trainer. he looks like he's in really good shape, and Tyus looks like he's in really good shape. So could you speed it up a bit if they look really great at practice? You probably could. We'll just have to see how it goes and how they feel. And ultimately, for Bowser, he wasn't feeling quite there yet. The progress has not been made enough to get him back full speed on the football field for week one, so he'll be out for right now. We'll have more on Tyus Bowser and his replacement in just a second. Before we do, today's show is presented by Aura, the all-in-one digital safety company. You might be asking yourself, what is Aura? What do they do? Well, they provide financial fraud protection, identity theft protection, online and device security. And the best part about it, you can protect not only you, but your loved ones as well, with up to 5 people on one plan. You can shop, bank, work online more safely and privately, whether you're protecting yourself on the dark web or at the major box stores. They have you covered in every way possible. And here's the deal that we're going to offer our viewers of the Ravens Rundown. You can see if you like it or not. Start a free 14-day trial now at aura.com/chatsports, the all-in-one digital safety company for the whole family. That's a free 14-day trial now at aura.com/chatsports. So with that, with Tyus Bowser not available to begin the season, it's a reminder of why you signed the veteran Justin Houston. You brought him back, and Justin Houston, at this point in his career, is still a really good football player. Going back to last year, 2021, still had 4.5 sacks, 34 tackles for loss, 6 tackles for loss, 1 forced fumble and 1 fumble recovery. In the last few years have all been solid for Justin Houston. In particular, what he did in 2020, 2019, 2018, the sacks were still a coming for Justin Houston. 8 in 2020, 11 in 2019, 9 in 2018. Sure, he's not what he was at the prime of his career in Kansas City when he was having 20-plus sack seasons, but he is still very, very good. So Justin Houston slides in, and I think that he's going to be just fine until we see Tyus Bowser make his return, adding to a really good group there at the linebacker and edge spots when you factor in Odafe Owe, Patrick Queen, Josh Bynes, and then David Ojabo. Whenever he's ready to go, it'll be fun to see what he can put together. But this group, as much as they've been through all the changes this offseason, they're going to be just fine. Give it time. No need to rush Bowser back. And when he does come back, he'll only add to an already really good arsenal there at those linebacker and edge positions. So with that, it is an injury nonetheless with Bowser out for a while. How concerned are you about the Ravens' injuries? I'm not as concerned as I was entering training camp. Things have gotten better. We see J.K. Dobbins is back out there. We see Ronnie Stanley back out there. Look, I know that things have not been ideal with the injuries that have stacked up for this team over the last few weeks on top of what they already had, but there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Things have gotten better, I personally think, and I'm not as concerned. How about you, though? Let me know in the comments section. Type 1 through 10. Put a number on it, how worried you are about the Ravens' injury situation. Dicker the kicker, Cameron Dicker, kicker/punter, has been signed by the Ravens, but this is more than likely going to be one of the shortest contracts you will ever see in the NFL. It's a situation where the Ravens more than likely want to give kicker Justin Tucker the night off on Saturday against the Washington Commanders. They know what they have in Justin Tucker. No need to risk injury and throw him back out there. And what we've seen so far with Stout at punter, he's been really good in this preseason, combined with Justin Tucker here. I think the Ravens have one of the best special team units in the NFL. And Cameron Dicker, don't feel bad for the guy. This is an audition for him to see if he can get picked up elsewhere, quite frankly. Whether he kicks or punts or whatever it may be, he was a very good player at Texas, an opportunity for him. So not a big deal, but nonetheless, that's how the Ravens will go about on Saturday night rolling with Cameron Dicker in that special teams unit. Before we go, appreciate you joining us. As always, I'm on Twitter and Instagram at Tyler Jones Live. Give me a follow on those social media platforms, and we'll see you next time here on the Ravens Rundown. If you made it to the end of today's video, you're a real one. We love you. We don't do this without you here on the Ravens Rundown. If you're here at the very end of the video, go ahead and spam flock, and we'll see you next time.